Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Swamp Rose and today I'm continuing my true crime podcast and we are covering the Idaho 4 case, or the case against Bryan Kohberger. So as our first hearing approaches with the new Supreme Court appointed judge, so I just wonder, is this gag order going to get lifted, and are we going to have some of the shroud of mystery that's surrounding this case finally lifted? And today I want to discuss with you a theory that I feel is very much under-discussed, and I just want to bring it to you and get your thoughts on it. I think this particular story has quite a bit of weight to it, but yet we don't hear much about it. So today I wanted to show you what I have about this story, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about the naked man theory. Now, if you've never heard this, this doesn't just come from nowhere. This isn't just somebody coming up with a theory. This is actually a story, and it actually made it to mainstream media. But after the gag order, the majority of the information on the story was scrubbed. And now the only place you can really find this article is in a foreign newspaper. So I'm going to bring up the article. I'm going to read it to you, but I'm also going to bring you some documents that support what we're saying. So everything that I'm about to say is simply speculation and my own personal opinion, and I encourage you to do your own research to form your own opinions. And with that, let's begin. Okay, so this article is dated April 25th of last year. All right, I'm going to zoom in on this so you can see it a little better. And the article is titled, "Surviving Roommate in University of Idaho Stabbings Begs Not to Face Killer in Court." The surviving roommate in the University of Idaho stabbings has begged not to appear at the suspect's hearing. Bethany Funk, 21, was at her rental home in Moscow, Idaho when Kaylee Gonzalez, 21, Zana Cornodal, 20, Ethan Chapin, 20, and Maddie Mogan, 21, were stabbed to death on November 13th, 2022. Suspect 28-year-old Bryan Kohberger, a former criminology student, has been charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder and burglary. He faces a preliminary hearing on the week of June 26, when prosecutors will begin presenting evidence for the accused yet to enter a plea, according to authorities. However, one of the survivors allegedly heard or witnessed things which could potentially exonerate the suspect. Investigator Richard Batanti, who was working for Ann Taylor, Mr. Kohberger's lawyer, has subpoenaed Ms. Funk to appear at the accused killer's hearing on June 28th. According to the affidavit, she allegedly witnessed a naked man run through the rear sliding door. She lived on the first floor of the home and came face to face with the alleged killer. She is alleged to have heard and saw things which could clear the suspect, as Mr. Batanti argued, would be a crucial witness. Mr. Kohberger's lawyer claimed Mrs. Funk has exculpatory information that is material and necessary to the alleged killer's defense. She refuses to appear. If she refuses to appear, she could face a potential $500 fine or 25 days in jail. Mr. Batanti wrote in the affidavit, "During the course of my investigation, it became known to me that she has information material to the charges against Mr. Kohberger. According to police, it was Miss Funk who found the bodies of her housemates, but she is now disputing the request to appear, as she now lives in Nevada and not in Idaho." Her lawyer wrote, "There is no authority for Idaho criminal defendant to summon a Nevada witness to the Idaho matter which a hearing, and there is no authority to summon a Nevada witness to an Idaho murder matter without Nevada judge making a finding of materiality, necessity, and lack of undue hardship." Ms. Funk's team has rejected the foreign subpoena, which was issued on April 11th, as they believe the judge must have a hearing before she could be forced to testify. Mr. Kohberger's defense has asked the court to make Ms. Funk provide testimony as they try to challenge the probable cause used to justify his arrest. The suspect is currently being held in a maximum security cell in Latah County Jail in Moscow, Idaho, and he awaits the preliminary hearing. So if this article was false and Richard Batanti wanted it taken down, he using the system in place in the UK, even as an American citizen, Richard Batanti could go to the UK and he could ask the Mirror to take this article down. And if they didn't, there would be steps that he could take to have it removed, if it were a lie. But if it's the truth, he might have no recourse to have it taken down. And so it's interesting. It's interesting that it's still up. And just another thought on the whole naked man theory. Early on, there was a hoax. Before we knew about this, before Bethany was subpoenaed, early on, there was another hoax involving a naked woman. And it's interesting because it makes me think, did somebody hear the word on the street? Did somebody hear that Bethany said this and make up another theory to go with it? So there was another story which ended up not being true, which was a photography group at U of I had set up some cameras at the high end of the house in that wooded area, and they captured at 2 a.m. a naked person running by the camera. So that theory has been debunked, and it was widespread all over Facebook and Reddit, but it has been proven to be false. However, it makes me wonder, did somebody know what Bethany was going to say? Is there word on the street there in Moscow, Idaho, talking about what the surviving roommates said and did? I don't know. Please comment below. So one of the reasons I made this video today is because I am so curious if this gag order is going to get lifted. Because if it does get lifted, we're going to have some answers as to exactly what happened with some of these stories we've heard covered about the Idaho 4. So just so you don't believe this is tabloid fodder or some foreign fake news, let me show you a supporting document that... Okay, so this is... So if you look at the top of this, you can see case information, you see BK's case number, State of Idaho versus Bryan Kohberger, or this was filed on April 3rd, 2023. So remember that article we read was April 25th of 2023. So the timeline is definitely syncing up. Case type, material witness, criminal. Status, pending, active. Case Crawford, there was... Okay. And then if you come down here, what's very interesting is case parties sequence type. Party 1, the judge. So we have the judge here, the attorney to Bethany. We have the defendant, the interested party, which is Bethany, and the plaintiff, which is State of Idaho. So over the course of covering this case, I've heard a couple accounts of what Bethany's exculpatory evidence could have been. The only other one that I can actually confirm any parts of it would be the theory that Bethany possibly thought there was a fraternity fight going on in the house. And the only reason why I feel, and I do feel that that theory is worth presenting to you because it was somewhat corroborated. As Kara Kernodle had said, she did confirm that Ethan and Xana were involved in a fight earlier that evening. But the fact is so really anything that any of us say is just a guess, but it is interesting to speculate about because like I said at the beginning of this video, so as our first hearing approaches with the new Supreme Court appointed judge, I just wonder, is this gag order going to get lifted? And are we going to have some of the shroud of mystery that's surrounding this case finally lifted? So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. It really helps me. It's the free way you can help me. And every time you like a video, it puts it in front of another person. So I really do appreciate that. And I would hope that you consider subscribing to my channel. I put out content daily, including shorts, videos, live streams, community posts, and much more. I also offer memberships. And don't forget to hit that notification bell because we go live all the time. And sometimes those live streams go private. And I would love for you to be part of the live chat or part of the replay crew. And with that, I hope you have a great day. Thank you for watching, and justice for the Idaho Poor.